Hello, Capricorn. I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your February 2020 Tarot Forecast. I'll be giving you a Celtic Cross reading for the month of February 2020. See what insight, information, and advice we can gain from the cards for this month. All right, so we would like a Celtic Cross reading for all Capricorn people, sun, rising, and moon, for the month of February 2020. Let us see what we get. What will be the energy of February for all Capricorn people? And there it is. All right, let's dive in. Your current outside influences, the Knight of Cups reversed. The challenge card, the Nine of Pentacles. For the underlying energy, the Four of Pentacles reversed. For the past, the Six of Wands. For what you hope to achieve, the Hanged Man. The near future, the Page of Wands. For your attitude or position on the situation, the Fool reversed. For the outside force coming in, the Ace of Swords. For your hopes or fears, Death reversed. And the final outcome card, the Five of Pentacles reversed. Definitely like this card a lot better when it's reversed, don't you? All right, so let's dive right into this. Starting with your current outside influences, you, of course, got the Knight of Cups reversed. So this is like sort of how you're beginning the month of February. This can be an interruption in an emotional sort of event. Sorry, my chair is like not where I want it. Like an emotional sort of event or emotional like ongoing thing in your life. This can be the lover who can't be trusted. Now, not to alarm any of you that this isn't, I'm not seeing strong indications of like betrayal of an existing lover or whatever here. But if there was someone, if you're single and there's someone new trying to come into your life right now, Knight of Cups reversed is like saying, I don't know, not necessarily the right person and or the right time. Maybe they can't be trusted, or maybe it's just not right now for whatever reason. Other than that, it's like Well, the Knight of Cups is a fiery aspect of water. So the willful, aggressive, action oriented aspect of emotion. And so it's like saying that there is much less willpower and much less willingness to act on emotion, much less passion at the start of your month. This is in a more generalized sense. So some of you might not be feeling quite as passionate as usual about things that you normally are passionate about. However, let us flesh this out further by looking then at your challenge card, the Nine of Pentacles. So this is what is crossing you this month. What is a difficult obstacle that needs to be integrated in some way. So the Nine of Pentacles, the challenge. Well, this is the idea of things looking well on the surface, and financial abundance and gain on the surface doesn't have to be financial, but in the sense of the card, it is. But things not being quite right beneath the surface. And so your challenge this month essentially is to look deeper beneath the surface to figure out what is it exactly that is not quite right. And with that Knight of Cups reverse showing up there, first card, it may very well have to do with something of an emotional nature, like something that maybe is sort of stuck within you energetically or emotionally. Look deeper. What is it that is not right deep down inside this month? And see what you can do to bring it into alignment, or resolve it, or address it in some way. For the underlying energy, you got the Four of Pentacles reversed. This is everything forming a foundation for your current situation this month. Well, the Four of Pentacles reversed is not a firm foundation, unfortunately. It is the sense of insecurity, of instability, and sort of conversely to that, it can also be just trying to hold on to things too much. Interestingly enough, for Capricorn, the astrological correspondence of this card is the sun in Capricorn. And so there may be this sense that you're tempted to take your Capricorn energy a little too far this month and be a little too rigid, whereas it would be helpful to be a little more open to different possibilities. So a couple of things to consider there. For the past and issues you've had to deal with, then lead into the present, you got the Six of Wands. So issues surrounding victory, triumph, progress, leadership, taking the fight to the enemy. Sometimes issues surrounding health, with this being a 6, and not talking about the 6th house of health and illness. Issues surrounding having a healthy ego or lack thereof. Any or all of these could be connected to your current challenges, sort of around the beginning of the month, and then other themes that sort of emerge this month. But I mean, on its own, it's quite the good card to have, though. And so in another sense, I almost want to say, well, maybe it's not just talking about your challenges. Maybe it's talking about your recent successes are going to continue on into this month, and you're going to continue to benefit from them this month. So we shall see. For what you hope to achieve, we have the Hanged Man. So here's yet another indicator of this idea of looking deeper, of a descent into the underworld. And so when we kind of look at that with that Nine of Pentacles earlier, and even the Knight of Cups reverse, it's like, okay, what is this deeper emotional issue that you need to investigate and find out more about? What is it within yourself that you need to explore? Allow yourself to do that this month. And let me see here. There's also, I think, this sense, well, with the Hanged Man, we always have this idea, basically. It's one of the most common, or one of the most predominant things of the card, of surrender and letting go in order to win, as opposed to trying to make anything happen. And so for many of you, what you may be trying to do this month is just let go, as cliche as that sounds, but that means surrender. That means yield to the flow of life. But I think there's an interesting interplay here between that and this idea of um, finding out what it is beneath the surface that's not quite right, and somehow making peace with that, or resolving that, or addressing that in some way. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if for many of you it's, both of those things. For the near future, you got the Page of Wands. This represents the first week or two of your month. So the Page of Wands, very exciting card because it is the initial spark of a new idea or action or enthusiasm that takes you on a whole new adventure, a whole new phase of your life. But remember, it's just the initial spark. It's like it hasn't really begun yet. This is like the beginning of the beginning. And so I would say pay close attention to your creativity and inspiration, particularly in the first week or two of this month, and see where maybe that takes you. Maybe it isn't the right time to see it come fully to fruition, and I suspect it isn't with that Mercury retrograde coming up. But see what you can get started now, and then it'll come to fruition when it comes to fruition. That's not what you need to worry about right now. Other than that, Page of Wands can be a young fire sign person that ends up entering your life or plays a significant role in your life this month. So that would be Leo or Sagittarius. So that may be a factor as well. For your attitude or position in the situation about halfway through the month, you have the Fool reversed. So with this following on the heels of the Page of Wands, I do think that for many of you, you indeed are feeling like whatever this creative spark or inspiration is, you can't really get it fully off the ground yet. And remember, my message to you is that that's okay. You may also be feeling weighed down, a lack of freedom. You may be feeling like you cannot begin a new adventure in your life that you really want to, or you may be feeling delayed in a significant way. Again, that's okay. That's totally normal right now with the Mercury retrograde beginning halfway through the month. And so I would say, as I've been saying to all the signs, because this has been showing up in almost every single reading this month. It's so crazy how that works. But I've been saying to almost all the signs, just wait until like late March, early April, when we don't have this Mercury retrograde plaguing things anymore. On the other hand, if this Fool reverse manifests for you as feeling too constricted, restricted, a fear of change, a fear of new things, it may also be saying to you, maybe it's time to try to let go of that fear and embark upon the new, embrace new possibilities. And perhaps a way that many of you are going to do that is by surrendering. The Hanged Man card here. Surrender to your fear, allow it to be, and then that transmutes it. Transmute your energy. For the outside force coming in, you got the Ace of Swords. This is something coming at you, not necessarily you yourself. The Ace of Swords, a powerful new beginning in the realm of the mind and intellect. This is clarity that cuts through lies, illusions, deceptions. So this is very interesting for you, especially in light of that Mercury retrograde we were just going over, because that is clouding the judgment of all of us right now. It's clouding our judgment. And then for you, Capricorn specifically, though, you have the Ace of Swords. Here it comes, outside force coming in, just cutting through those illusions. And so you may see some very interesting sort of revelations or uncovering of reality or clarity, particularly sort of halfway through later in the month, like midway through the end of the month, I would say. something, someone, some situation comes to you that helps to clarify things and or is just a powerful new beginning having to do with the intellect, having to do with technology, perhaps having to do with precision, all of that technical um, air, mental, logical kind of stuff. For your hopes or fears, you have death reversed. The death card is all about catharsis, transformation, deep emotional healing, cleansing, purification, detoxification, processing all that deep, dark inner content. Well, when it's reversed and it's in your hopes or fears, you are afraid that either you won't be able to face what you need to face, or you're afraid that there's something within you that is so deep and dark that you don't want to face it in the first place, or you are afraid of facing it because of how deep and dark it is. You're afraid of that experience. So the obvious message, of course, maybe not always an easy answer to hear, but it's like focus on the death card upright that says embrace and accept the reality of that deep inner transformation that is necessary on so many levels for everyone at multiple points in our lives, and do what you've got to do to face that fear, or at least do the best you can. For the final outcome card, how you are concluding the month of February 2020, you got the Five of Pentacles reversed. Excellent, because the Five of Pentacles reversed is indicating recovery from difficult times, especially recovery from financial challenges or issues, recovery from feelings of insecurity or general instability. This is improvement. These are improving times that are being indicated here. And I almost want to say it might even be indicating for some of you that if there is some kind of financial recovery you are looking for right now, it may not be here in total yet, but this card is an indicator that it is on its way. So if by the end of February, there's only a little bit of improvement, or there's maybe even no real signs of improvement yet, again, I've been saying this to almost every sign this month, wait until that Mercury retrograde is over, late March, early April, and just see what happens then, because I can virtually guarantee you there will be progress, significant progress that begins to be made at that time, if not maybe even a breakthrough of some kind. So that is your forecast, Capricorn, for February 2020. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I am always streaming astrology and tarot related streams to this channel, and also just general occult and spirituality related streams. So feel free to subscribe if you're interested in that. Other than that, I hope you have a great month of February 2020. And just thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate the support. So again, have a great month, and bye for now.